kids out there in TV land, and welcome to Indie Film Cafe's Short Film Saturday Review. And we're jumping into the Wayback Machine and going all the way back to 1952 for I think it's a television episode of Magic Clown.
Magic Clown.
Who was a fucking corporate shill trying to make kids buy Turkish taffy from Bonamo.
And Bonomo's hard candies.
Hard candy and Turkish candy, because that's really all it was.
All it was just like, oh, let me talk about this for 2 seconds so that in order we talk about the other stuff that we have to sell.
Yeah, in order to give kids diabetes and make them
like that one
sit
kid
there. Oh man, there was one kid just stuffing himself with candy. It was great.
So it was presented by NBC. And
NBC
according to this, it seems like it ran for a number of seasons, but I don't know.
But the only ones that's listed on IMDb are 10
it
episodes.
It says 10 episodes.
But I guess...
but it says 10 years, so who knows?
So I think there's been more. They just didn't post them up there.
I can't imagine.
And that's probably for a good thing.
But it's okay.
But the episode that we saw, or the clip that we saw, was from 52.
That was the whole show, man.
Yeah,
that was uncut.
And I guess Saturday morning television?
It was only like 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
So it's weird. Is that how TV was back then? Only 15 minutes?
Probably
more commercials.
My dad would have been 4. So he would have
probably loved it.
And my mom was born that year, so it wouldn't. But yeah, so.
Eek.
Yeah, my dad was old, like too old for this. Like at that
There's
time,
a creepy clown who comes on there. He's prancing about, and he does a quote unquote magic trick.
Oh,
I guess.
Well, he did the thing that you absolutely loved, the cow.
Yeah, that's true. We had a
cow.
That's probably why when I saw it, I'm grabbing it for the cow. There was a magic cow named Bossy.
I think
Flossie.
you also
Flossie. I think
Flossie.
And and the funny thing is, I think you did get this probably because it's awful. And
it is awful.
And like you probably saw it and go, "This is bad. I'm keeping it."
I'm torturing somebody with this.
Yeah.
Plus, it has a cow, so it's got a mechanical cow. And then it gives milk.
They had to milk it by pumping the tail.
Pumping the tail.
And then he made it evaporate.
Yeah.
Is this something would you show Gary this? Like, I feel like this is something
I'd probably, if he had his daughter, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she would just, it would be no interest.
I know.
Because, I see the stuff that the kids watch these days, like little kids, and they do not.
They're way more sophisticated.
Yeah.
But this seems like a precursor to maybe to Bozo or one of those other clown things that came out.
Right.
And then Captain Kangaroo and all that
So
stuff.
he has this glass of milk, and then he gets his can of evaporated. It was funny when you were like, what's it say on the can? Beer.
That's what I was like.
But so he puts it on there, but then there's a very quick cut, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's gone. It's like, well, no, that's the magic of TV, and you can cut.
The kids, they were just chowing down on the taffy.
Right.
So
they didn't care.
They didn't care. They had little fezzes on and everything. It was ridiculous.
They were just there for the show and candy.
And then after that, then there's a commercial, its own commercial. He just talks about candy.
He inhaled that piece of hard candy.
Oh, God, yeah.
That host did.
Yeah, apparently it was all of them are together into that barrel, and they're all unwrapped. So
it didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it, but they were because it looked like
they looked like Legos or ball bearings or something. It just looked like garbage.
Granted, this is the '50s, so it was black and white, but they mentioned a couple times the colors of stuff, but it was
you can't see it, but really is blue.
But you know what it kind of reminded me of, and I think this is like
dime store Bozo.
Yeah, and I think Pee-wee's Playhouse Paul Rubens was probably inspired by something like this.
Yeah, most likely.
Because with the candy and the word of the day and just some of those side characters and stuff.
The word of the day was Bonamo, the sponsor. Go figure.
Yeah,
I bet that's the word of the day every day.
I'm sure.
It's whichever sponsor's paying the more money.
So after that, after our commercial within the show, then we get a stupid little plastic doll. And the doll doesn't really do anything. It's just there, and they do another trick.
They made some references though that could be very.
Yeah, I know, strange.
Under in the gutter.
In modern audiences, would laugh.
Yeah, but back then I don't know if it was like that.
And then there was a hard candy commercial within the show, And then they go back and they're like, oh, what's going to be next week? Oh, more fun, Magic Clown.
Oh,
whose
they
name
also
is
did a magic
Clown.
trick, like with
Yeah.
the cards and stuff. But it also looked like they cut a lot, or they, as
Yeah.
I think you pointed out, they folded their
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can see the fold in it.
Yeah. Some of the interaction with the kids, it also reminded me of the jokes that they did. You remember the movie UHF?
yeah,
with
with
Weird
the
Al?
Weird Al Yankovic.
And Michael Richards from Seinfeld and all that. He did the spray and all the kids doing some goofy stuff, and it's very bottom of the barrel humor, and that's what this is. I
There's
mean,
like
it's
the
creepy.
one kid with the head shaved. He's like, "Ugh."
And then the one kid was sitting there picking his nose because that's what 4 or 5-year-olds do. I mean, it's what. I mean, you're not going to be able to
They're not
control
even
all them.
thinking about
They're just
being
trying
on
to,
television.
The producers are just trying to get sugar in there, to get that stuff, get those
Oh, yeah.
sponsors.
You pointed out one of the girls looked like she was older than everybody
Yeah,
else.
one looked like about 13, maybe,
Yeah,
I would say.
I mean,
She looked bored.
Yeah, but then she was the one doing the magic trick. right?
Yeah.
And stuff,
Well, that's
so.
because the one below her was the one who kept eating candy.
Well, he also
never
did
stopped.
the magic trick to do. Like,
But-
he stopped eating to do that.
Well, one of them asked a question, and they were too busy eating to even answer the question. So I think the announcer even had to chime in with something. And that announcer, he had some very. I think back then they did. Those announcers was like that, like the quiz show, the sponsored announcers and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
and then like the guy who was the candy talker, he stumbled over his lines
Oh God,
a few times.
he kept messing up a bunch.
Yeah.
That-
He
there's
looked
a-
like Frankenstein's monster to me at
He looked
first. I was
fake.
like, oh,
yeah.
very scary looking.
It's interesting just seeing how people watch something in different generation or multiple generations ago and stuff like that, and what was considered entertainment, what was considered acceptable. And
Yeah.
because there was a whole putting a picture together, we didn't even talk about that yet, where it turned around and it was a Native American. When they put it one
Supposed
way,
to be.
then they put an elephant there and flipped it upside down, and it turned into a turkey, stuff like that. And it was
Sort of
just,
turned into a turkey.
It was
Yeah.
really stupid.
It was weird because it was like a turkey that still had the Native American guy.
Why
in
would
it.
you put an elephant head on top of a Native American? I mean, it was just stupid.
Yeah, they were just. I mean, I guess society evolves or devolves. I guess it depends on which way you want to look at it. But this was just a product of its time, I guess.
Clearly,
And
it exists only to sell candy.
Yeah.
And they definitely called him an Indian. You
Yeah.
know, so there was a
Yeah.
lot of old time
Yeah.
attitude and everything into it. And they thought this was fun for kids. And I don't need, well, I know as a guy who grew up like as a kid in the 80s, I would not have like,
Oh, no,
this would
no,
not
no.
have.
It'll just bored you probably.
Yeah, like
Well, you got to figure if you're 8 years old and it's 1952 and you get to be on a television show and they're giving you candy, hell yeah!
my dad did like stuff like Howdy Doody.
Oh,
That's
God.
the other one. Another one I was thinking
I had
of.
to kill myself. That's my vision of hell right there.
But
The little puppet coming up.
Being
I know you
inhabited
like puppets.
forever. Yeah, but not that puppet
Why not?
because he's horrible. He's the worst puppet ever.
Why is he the worst puppet?
We
He's
might
puppet
we
Satan.
might need to have some form of
Phobia.
podcast or something like that, just so he has to watch it.
Enraged anytime that stupid puppet thing would
So
come
he
on.
I
had
feel
to
like
sing.
we should make you the star of our phobia thing and have it be like a Howdy
Puppet.
Doobie phobia. You
You
know?
know, we get sued by the Howdy Doody Corporation out there.
Is there like do they still exist? Like I would have thought.
I'm
That's
sure
public
Disney
domain by
owns
now.
it.
Or,
Disney owns
you
that.
automatically say Disney,
Yeah.
but
Hulu's buying. They're gonna make the pilot.
Captain Kangaroo was CBS, so that one wouldn't be. That'd be a different route. But
Captain Kangaroo.
I liked Captain
Yeah,
Kangaroo.
I remember that with Mr. Green Jeans and all that stuff. But it seems like all this stuff, and now it makes me appreciate Pee Wee's Playhouse even more. Because I mean, I grew up with that on Saturday mornings, and the cow chair. Remember that? On there and all that?
Yeah, I remember that. I grew up on what is it? The Mr. Rogers was the big thing for
Yeah.
me. So
Couple
it's like, with
Sesame
the-
Street.
And,
you know.
and I've talked about that before on another podcast with Mr. Rogers. So
And I did watch Bozo the Clown a few times, but like I could never really get fully into it as a kid. It just wasn't.
Clowns are just creepy. I've never liked them. I've never found them funny. I've never found them entertaining.
well, anything that's got to paint a
Irritating.
smile on their face,
Well,
there's something wrong with.
I never had a clown phobia. I had chlorophobia or something like that. Chlorophobia. I don't know.
It's,
something
you know, that generation from the World War period loved clowns, and for some reason they assumed their kids were going to love clowns, and most of the kids that grew up, say Generation X on down, hated fucking clowns. And, you know, that's why the
Unless they're
killer
Captain
clown
Spaulding.
movies were big because
Captain Spaulding, baby.
Yeah.
Rest in
that's
peace
why
to Haig.
those characters are popular, not because they're clowns, but because they're the anti-clown.
They're scary clowns.
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that really pushed some boundaries crossing the racial lines of stuff, but in this, but I've seen stuff on YouTube where they show some old commercials and stuff like that to where it was even more pronounced, like the ones where it shows the Flintstones brought to you by Winston and stuff like that, the smoking and stuff like that. This one starts to go down that route, but
that would be hilarious. The sponsor was a cigarette thing, and then light up kids.
It wouldn't surprise
in the
me.
'60s, that's what Flintstones was. It was literally sponsored by Winston, and it's in the commercial. It showed Fred and
they
Barney.
Would smoke
they would meet as cartoon characters at their neighborhood fence and smoke.
Yeah.
It's just that's a different time,
Yeah.
and
just like dolls. I mean, back in the day when you were a little girl, you got a doll. These days, the only dolls you see are in freaking horror movies. Nobody likes dolls. They're creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
They're like the little corpses that you dress up and hang out and just keep around the house. You
didn't have a Barbie or any of that stuff.
Not even a GI Joe. I had one. But I didn't like it.
I had my Star Wars characters and Spider-Man and Transformers and stuff like that, but.
Yeah, it's just weird how things like that, we look at it with modern eyes and we're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Did you? Did this get you wanting to try any of their taffy?
No.
Because that's the whole thing. It basically seemed like an advertisement.
No.
For the taffy or the candy.
I actually kind of want some taffy.
I
don't know. I'd probably bust a tooth if I tried to have one of their candies.
No, the peanut brittle, that, and I could do peanut brittle. That I could do.
Yeah.
I like peanut
because I know there's a couple places you can still go to get some of that vintage type of stuff that's a little not mainstream. So,
like Baronimo's or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never heard of them.
I've seen stuff like that, like in Cracker Barrel, or the
Bonimos. Did we look up Bonimos? Did we look them up? Did they?
No. I did not.
Somebody hopefully bought them out. I'm sure Kraft did.
Yeah, everything's owned by these couple mega
by 3 corporations. That's America.
The evil corporation owns.
Right.
Everything can be tied to one of them.
Or they just went belly up and bankrupt because nobody was
buying
their hard candies.
Because they were just trying to get this stupid clown to shill for them. That's why.
That
for
clown.
10 years, man.
If that show lasted for 10 years.
And then he's listing all the places you can go and buy your candy from.
Some beer place.
That was funny.
I don't know if that was beer or bear or something, but it sounded like beer.
I definitely want to go on YouTube at some point and check out if there's more Magic Clown episodes.
I'm sure there are.
I would just look at them to see how different each episode is.
You want to see if it evolves?
It makes me want to do a creepy ass clown kitty show for Echo Lake. I think that'd be fun. Yes, I would definitely want to do that. Creepo the Clown.
But I think this is kind of.
But that wouldn't work. Why would anybody watch that show as kids?
Because people they think kids like clowns, and nobody likes
watch
clowns.
Something called Creepo the Clown. Like that's stupid.
I don't know. Art the Clown's become pretty popular with
That's
Terrifier,
right.
So.
I know, but that's different. That's a horror thing. If he's trying to talk about a kiddie show, nobody's gonna do it. And have to be like Slappy the Clown or whatever. That's
there you go.
No, but that was from Vulgar or I don't know.
Yeah.
Snappy the Clown, like the snapping turtle clown.
Well, I think it's interesting putting this one into the short film stuff to see. It might not be a short film in the conventional sense, but it's a short episode type of thing, and it's interesting to see how different times and different generations, time periods, how things are different.
At least it wasn't K. Gordon Murray.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what we were afraid of.
It's a step a little above, but not much. You know, it's not like this is.
These guys got an extra quarter or two to spend on.
I really want to ask my mom if she's seen something like this.
It reminded me more of that other movie, that Christmas Magic Wonderland clown movie, where the kids just sat there. Remember that awful Christmas?
Oh yeah,
movie?
where they did
Wizzo.
it.
Wizzo the Clown.
Are you okay? I must be thinking of a different one. I was thinking like the Santa Claus one, where each place they sang a song. Or something.
So you have seen a K. Gordon Murray one.
Yeah.
That was K. Gordon Murray.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where each country was singing their own little.
Yes.
But
Wizzo the Clown is even cheaper. They just set the camera there and it never moved. It was.
But I'd be interested to know for like my mom or different people do they even remember anything like this and stuff like that?
They're like, no, they're nightmares. We try to
forget.
Some people have nightmares under the bed. That's a nightmare on the screen.
Yep, for sure.
Hey, Terror Tunes, I remember had a clown in it.
Terror Tunes?
Yeah.
Joe, the director. Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Terror Tunes. Cool.
So do you remember at all what got you into looking at this?
I'm pretty sure I was looking for weird shit, and I found something from 1952. A with a clown and B with a cow, and C with a puppet. So yeah.
Why hasn't nobody ever done a clown cow thing? No, that sounds like
would you have a
clown cow massacre?
Would you have a problem with a cow with a clown makeup on it? With really as a clown?
Of course I would.
The
I'm a human being, you know.
The lovability of the cow would not override the sinister nature of the clown.
No.
Why are clowns sinister? They're just
because they're horrible.
They're
horrible creatures.
They're
demons.
I tend to lean more on that side with what you're going with the evilness because it's like I said earlier,
they're grotesque.
Anything that you got to paint a smile on is demented.
Yeah.
To have its nature.
It's just shit for the circus, man. That's literally all it was. Then all of a sudden we took the clowns out of the circus and now into the hearts and minds of all the children everywhere. That's a
circuses sucked.
I love circus.
I hated it. When I went to a circus once when I was a kid, I hated it. It was loud. It was awful. And the only thing I remember is some little kid next to me was throwing up.
See, so it's embedded into you from that point.
Pretty much.
See, you were destined for clown phobia.
All I remember was my friend Jeff and I convinced my dad to buy us one of those lightsabers that those fake lightsabers that turn on or whatever. You turn them on and then you can.
Oh yeah, the sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. So he bought us one each, and so we started to play at my house. 2 minutes later,
they're broke.
The lights were out. For both of them, I was like.
So you said it smelled like sawdust.
Sawdust, yeah.
See, for me, it smelled like peanuts, cotton candy, and elephant poo.
Regret.
And elephant poo.
Yeah.
I still want to go back to a circus.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, but some of it's kind of
freak show that I'd be more interested in.
I'd like to see like the bearded lady.
Yeah, and that's a lot more my speed.
The one with like the third eye.
I want to see some poor animal that's in a cage and. I don't know.
You want to see a poor human in a cage?
Yes, exactly. Jeez. Humans deserve it.
You'd want to see want to see the one. What was the one in the Rob Zombie film where it's like they were the freaks and stuff like that, and the one girl had like the third 31. Breast. Yeah, I think it might have been 31, but it had the third breast. And
that's more interesting to me.
Okay, so you do have a side that can be okay with clowns in a certain very specific way. It's okay.
If it's used to terrify people, yes.
But this, I think the actor that played them was Zovello, whatever that is, that's not the clown
one
you
name?
like.
Creepo the clown.
It just says Zovello, so I was like, I don't know. I mean,
it's like Madonna.
The Madonna of his era.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the bozo of his time.
He sure was.
So. He was a bozo.
He was something of someone's time.
He was definitely a bozo.
That's for sure.
You know?
Yeah, and that's just demented. Some of the stuff that you just see on some of the stuff, it's.
It was fun though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed laughing at it.
It's just like that one song that comes on, the "Be a Clown." Everyone loves a clown, and I'm like, oh, fucking contraire. Nobody fucking loves a clown. That's
there's the moral line.
100 years ago, maybe, but this is modern times, baby.
For years now, I've been sitting here like, you found my moral line of like, don't cross this. We found yours.
Yeah, we found yours with
and
the,
you know
the
what?
head in the
I
to
think
oven.
the moment happened is probably in Poltergeist, where the little clown toy tries to strangle the kid. I think that's the zeitgeist moment where clowns shifted from fun things to nightmares.
That was creepy as hell.
Hell yeah.
That was an amazing scene.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was great.
This one here, but this is a hoot. This was a hoot. I mean, is it something I can sit and watch this show like?
I guarantee
all the other episodes. No.
You go and you talk to. We poll 90,000 people. I guarantee you, the vast majority are going to say clowns are fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And they hate them.
Most people hate clowns. They're scared of clowns. They think clowns are scary. Crystal Howell, she was terrified. She told me a story where there was a party clown that I guess couldn't find the address.
And John Wayne Gacy, let's not forget that.
And so the guy's walking, trying to find the address of the house he's supposed to go to, looks up and sees Crystal looking down, and they lock eyes, and she's like, nope. And I don't know if that was like the moment where all of a sudden clowns were scary, but that was a moment for her.
I think the concept of clowns has been polluted to such a point that there's no saving them. Same thing with dolls. Dolls cannot be saved.
So I got a concept here. We take this magic clown, and he meets up with magic lizard.
That works.
Yeah. That's scary.
I want to see the clown take a dump
on the the clown take a dump, or I was gonna say
it'll be balloons.
It'd be like he'd be pooing balloons like
right.
And they turn into balloon animals.
I think we've lost it today.
Well, if
this is what happens when there are clowns around.
If you're watching this if you partake in this, you just. You have to go down this route with it, because if you don't laugh at this, you just sort of
it's on
shake your head.
YouTube, folks. Check it out for yourself. If you want to haunt your nightmares, go for it.
If you want to have nightmares, watch this.
And honestly, I'm glad that this was in black and white. I'm glad it was, because I don't know if I don't want color images of this.
No,
I really don't. So
no,
it's cool.
I don't want the idea of Magic Clown visiting me in the night, trying to put his little fishy fingers on my pajamas.
You don't want him to show you his card magic tricks.
No.
You want to wake up with that kid eating the Laffy Taffy in front of you?
The little plastic dummy that doesn't talk.
You don't want to wake up in front where the kid is like sitting in your bed eating that Laffy Taffy at you?
But this
movie will
No, I want to be like that other kid who just sat there and stuffed himself and didn't care about anything.
Oh man, he had to have an upset stomach after that.
Probably.
Because he was downing.
He was
stuff.
chowing.
All right, everybody. That about wraps it up.
Who brought up this? Who sponsors this episode?
Not Barrowmans.
Bottomos. There's
no magic word of the day.
We didn't go around the room and introduce ourselves for this one. It was just so overwhelming, this episode or this clip, and it's great.
We're excited to talk about it.
We're a bunch of clowns.
But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next month with a brand new episode. So until then, everybody.
We'll be back dressed up like clowns.
No, we won't. No. But bye, everybody.
Bye.
Something. Oh Lord.
Now that would be fun.